does.
Mr. Speaker.
I call the Honourable Member Kamaljeet Bakshi. Sat Sri Akal.
Sat Sri Akal, Mr. Speaker. Thank you, Speaker, for this opportunity for me to speak on this bill which we are opposing. Mr. Speaker, the bill introduced by the Green member seeks to encourage casinos towards implementing what the Green Party considers best practice and system to detect and prevent problem gamblers and money launderers. The basis of the bill, Mr. Speaker, is that casino as a business poses risk in attracting and benefiting from this significant criminal activity, and that casinos do not have a mechanism under which they can track and pay back money received under criminal proceeds. The opposition believes that by passing this legislation, they can ensure that the proceeds received will eventually be returned to people from whom they have been stolen or acquired from. Mr. Speaker, let me clarify this grey area that the assets once recovered are not returned back to the people, rather these are returned to the Crown. Secondly, Mr. Speaker, the current legislation ensures that any casino that seeks to knowingly profit from criminal activity in any shape or form can be subject to profit forfeiture. Moreover, Mr. Speaker, proposed legislation should be based on evidence rather than individual thinking. Currently, there is no clear evidence that casinos at present are not taking reasonable care to detect problem gambling and criminal activity. By proposing this, the member wants to suggest is lowering the threshold of the liability on casinos, who take reasonable measure and precautions to prevent criminal intent to do person who knowingly commit the crime. The bill, Mr. Speaker, does not achieve anything. It aims high by encouraging best practice, however provide little or no framework. Rather, the Criminal Proceeds Recovery Act 2009 passed by the national government already contains a civil penalization. Under the Criminal Proceeds Recovery Act 2009, a profit forfeiture order may be made by a court in case the judge is satisfied by the evidence that a person has knowingly delivered benefit from the significant criminal activity. Furthermore, Mr. Speaker, New Zealand currently requires casinos to detect and minimize any harm to the community due to the issue of gambling. Towards the end of all the six casinos in New Zealand must have an approved host responsibility program. Both the casino and the host responsibility program are approved by the Gambling Commission, and an independent statutory body. As part of the host responsibility program, a casino in New Zealand has policy on identifying problem gamblers, which include indicators such as intents and frequency of play, frequent use of ATM machine on the premises. Casino under the current legislation are also obliged to detect money laundering and criminal activity. The Financial Transactions Report Act 1996 obligates casinos to keep transaction record and verify the identity of the people conducting occasional transactions over $10,000. The Anti-Money Laundering and Counter-Financing of Terrorism Act 2009 will come in effect in July 2013. This act further strengthens the robust regime New Zealand has in place to monitor, detect and report suspicious activity. Mr. Speaker, in the consideration that New Zealand has comprehensive legislation in place to address issue being discussed in this bill, I do not think we require another legislation. Therefore, I do not support this bill.
I call the Honourable Ruth Dyson.